The story from the project, innocent black man. Let me be clear. Damn, man. The story from the project, innocent black man.
What up, YouTube? Welcome back to the Small Account Challenge. Today is day number 126. As most of y'all know, my account has been in recovery mode, and it still is in recovery mode, but today we was able to get it across the $2,000 mark. We veered up the path a little bit by catching a squeeze up on Netflix, and I'm going to tell you exactly how we pulled it off. And today, midday market recap. All right, y'all, let's go over the trades from this morning. Wasn't a lot of trade. Like I said, the account's in recovery mode, so there's no need to wild out. And especially after the first trade went so well, like I said, I veered off the path a little bit. You know, I normally trade SPY, but I couldn't ignore the squeeze that I saw on Netflix. So that was the first trade. Then it was 2 trades on SPY after that. We was done, man. Way before 10 o'clock. I just waited a while to see if anything else was gonna happen, but. All right, let's pull the charts up. The first trade today was on Netflix at 9:32. All right, let's pull that chart up. Netflix had a crazy squeeze up today, y'all. Let's pull that chart up. All right, as you can see here. All right, cool. The candle that starts the market closes at 9:30 was the green candle. Like I said, I normally don't trade Netflix because Netflix, the spreads are wide, but when Netflix moves like this, if you catch it in the right direction, you get the gains fast. If you catch it in the wrong direction, you catch your loss fast. But this one I caught pretty nicely. On the very next candle, the one that opens up at 9:30, closes at 9:35. At 9:32, I jumped in on the squeeze. I saw that it went up, hit resistance. I jumped in on the pullback because I felt there was enough bulls in that candle to push it to a higher level. And that's exactly what they did. They pushed to a higher level, and we jumped out of there nicely for like a nice 60, 70 bucks. Boom. That's how that trade went. It was a quick trade, early morning. First trade of the day. I like that. That took us back over the 2K level. That's how we did it, and we just patted the wallet after that with some small trades. The next trade was on SPY to the upside at 9:41. All right, let's pull the chart up. SPY to the upside, 9:41. All right, cool. Here we go. The candle that opens up 30, closes at 35 is a red candle. I'm watching it. I say to myself, I chart out 2 key levels this morning when I saw. I said, if it don't get past any one of those levels of confluence, I'm not jumping in. On the 9:40 candle, the one that closes 9:40, it breaks through that key level. What do I do on that count? What do? I jumped in on that next candle right here, the 9:45 candle opens up 9:40. I jumped in 9:41, rolled that bad boy up to 9:42 with the guardrails. It popped me out with the guardrails, and we'll take it. Boom. That was the second trade. I was already sitting pretty on the day anyway, but like I said, just wanted to see if there was any more action. And the last trade today was at 9:52 to the downside. All right, cool. Here we go. The very next candle, one that opens up 45, closes at 50. Was a green candle, but I saw it was coming up to a key level right up here, and that key level was 522.50. I said, all right, cool. It looked like it wants to go to the key level. Remember, I told you before, sometimes key levels act like magnets. The price action either going towards it or coming down to it. Once it gets there, something's going to happen. Either going to reverse or keep going. I see we have an upper wick on that candle. On the 950 candle, let me know that bid stepped in as it hit the key level. I said, all right, cool. Well, we're not jumping in early. We're going to wait for resolution. On the very next candle, we get a reverse. Resolution shows up. I jump in 952, ride that bad boy down all the way to 953 because once it got green, I moved the stop loss up. Knew I wasn't losing no money on that one, and it kept going, and it finally popped this out. Boom. That was the 3 trades of the day, y'all. No need to keep going crazy. Finally got the account over the 2K level, and we're gonna keep fighting. Like I said, the account is still in recovery mode, but I really realized, like I said, somebody in the comments said last week, they said, because I told them I had grew this account from like $300 all the way to $2,300, and they said, like I said, you might want to go back to the strategy that you used to get it there, and that's what I decided to do. Like I said, No longer going for the home runs, get the base hits. Once in a while, you might get a double or a triple, or you might even catch a home run. But most of the time, I'll catch a base hit and keep adding to the games. Could be $40, $30, $50, $80. It all depends on how the day goes. But I'm pretty accurate with catching the base hit, and that's how I grew this account. So we just keep doing that. It's a small account anyway, so no need to be going crazy. Anyway, y'all, that's what I got for you today, and we'll be back at this tomorrow for day number 127. All right, y'all, peace.